Welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and this is your weekly horoscope forecast for October the 1st through the 7th, 2018. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are newly tuning into my channel or to this presentation, this video, please go ahead and take the opportunity to hit the red subscribe button as well as the notification bell icon on the bottom right hand corner of this video, so that way you'll be notified of any future videos that I do publish. Also, be sure to check out my show. It airs every Monday in the evening. It's called Tea with Spirit, and basically I am answering questions from people all over around the world who are emailing me at least one question per person, and I select the top 5. It's almost like Dear Abby, that columnist that would give advice to people. Well, this is the same thing for me, but it's more on a spiritual level. I'm giving spiritual advice. So if you have a question, you can email it to me, and my email is listed in the description box below. It's raymondguzman@hotmail.com, and on the subject line of your email, all you have to put is Tea with Spirit question, or just Tea with Spirit, and I'll know, and just put your question, ask your question, be as specific as possible, and put an alias that you would like for me to use if I was to select your question and actually read it on air, because I'm going to be doing like a mini reading, so to speak, for all of the top 5 questions that I select every week. So tomorrow is episode 2. And also, I wanted to let you know I've been getting a lot of questions for people who tune into my celebrity psychic readings. If you are interested in getting your own private reading, I don't just read celebrities on YouTube or, do historical psychic readings. I actually read for people professionally, so I do private readings. If you're interested in one, you can visit my website. It is listed here on the screen, and it's also listed in the description box below. All right, let's get into your horoscopes for this week. So Aries, this week for you, Aries, it's going to be a week in which you are seeking clarity, and it could be also that other people are seeking clarity from you. It's like you are coming into something, some knowledge, something that you've been asking for the universe, for revelation, to get a better understanding of perhaps on someone, how they're treating you, and know their inner thoughts and deepest desires. And so now you're getting that kind of information coming through. It's very powerful. And it's like once you get that early on in the week, you become the teacher to other people. You are helping them. You are being someone who is answering their questions, really getting your messages across to them. And it's almost like you are helping them in many ways. That is what you're doing. You're helping them, and you're also very enlightened at the same time when you're doing this. It's like your intuition is on peak. So there's a lot of progression that you will make this week. You'll be getting through a lot of your work tasks and completing them on a timely manner, and still having time for yourself and what you want to do. And there's a lot of peace that surrounds you this week. So whatever you've been experiencing this last week that was kind of tense, perhaps you didn't feel too, let's say, happy. Well, this week it sort of changes. That energy shifts, and so you get a lot of clarity, and you're going through this transformation. So it's like we all go through a transformation, at different points in our life, but every week can be like a transformation too, depending if you are evolving and, kicking it up a notch, so to speak, from your previous week and the goals that you set for yourself. So this is what I see for you. It's like you are really just taking your work and your communication to the next level. And there is also some romance that is sparking here. So for those of you that would be Aries, single Aries out there that are listening to this, it could be that you are now piqued by romance. You are finding someone attractive, you're making your move, or that someone is making their move towards you. It's all about love this week, and it's like now it's like a full cycle. You're coming into a full cycle. So just stay tuned to that. It will make more sense later on if it doesn't make any sense right now. But it's a very good, prosperous week, and also one about love for you, Aries. Taurus, this week for you, it is going to be a very interesting week. You feel like there's a lot of diversity. There's a lot of the different elements that you're now experiencing, different cultures, different people that surround you. They have a different way of being, maybe their own thoughts and principles, their beliefs are different than you. And while, you know, sometimes you're very stubborn and certain, you know, you can clash at times with certain people, it's like now you fully understand other people's motives and the reasons for their belief systems, and you're very accepting of that. So this is going to be a week in which you are kind of turning more to your philosophical and your humanity a lot more, and tuning into other people, and being able to show them unconditional love and compassion for, you know, what they're going through, because you understand that even though we all come from different, you know, backgrounds, that we're all uniquely the same. We are all connected to one source. So also, you are going to be faced with some changes. There's some changes that you are going to be implementing, and some choices that you're going to have to make. It's something like you've already known for quite some time, but now it's just validation that it is the time to start making some choices. This could be on how you treat your body, maybe what you're putting into your body. It could also be that you are, you know, now thinking about your work life and how many hours you put into your work life, and what you're sacrificing, and not being able to spend time with your family or have time for yourself for that matter. So you are going to have to make some important choices. These are going to be divinely orchestrated and intuitively from a higher power, you know, kind of coming into your third eye. And so your third eye is awakened this first week of October. And there is going to be also a lot of thoughts around your love life. There's a lot of thoughts this week around your love life. A lot of you are tuning into your heart space, and your heart is telling you that it wants true love. Or if that's for those of you that are single. For those of you that would be in a romance relationship, it's wanting you to kind of connect with your partner on a greater and deeper level. This could be maybe taking a weekend getaway to a romantic place, going on a date night if you haven't done that in quite some time. But there's something that you need to change in your relationship, if you are in one right now, to come closer and show the person how you feel and how much they matter to you. So there's a lot of thinking, a lot of contemplation, but like I said, there could be like a trip or a weekend getaway. There's an energy that is pulling you right now away from your current surroundings, because it is time. You need some time just for you and your partner, or just for yourself as well, if you're still single. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. This is the horoscope for Taurus. All right, Gemini. Gemini, for this week, you are going to be in a place where your career, whatever you're doing professionally, is advancing. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of thoughts. There's a lot of planning. There's a lot of ideas. Your creativeness is just at its peak. Your communication skills are impeccable. You have so much, you know, positive, and you're in your zone this week. You are very focused on getting things done. You have a lot of things to clear out from your workspace, a lot of things that have been piling up, and you've been procrastinating a little bit because your mind is kind of drifting once in a while to thinking about the future, thinking about things that are coming up, and it's a very special time for you in your life. But there is some healing that you're needing. There is still an unhealed portion of your soul. There's something that you're hurting from. Someone has hurt you, or there's been past hurt in your family or from a relationship. There's something that needs to be healed from you, and that healing is coming. It's coming very quickly. But in order to heal, or allow someone else to come into your life to heal you, you must do your part and try to heal yourself as well. So this week it's going to be almost like give and take. You know, there could be someone that wants to give you some healing, but also take something, you know, you can give them back, like an even exchange, so to speak. You could be giving them advice, and they could be giving you healing, vice versa. So it is going to be a situation this week where you are going to be realizing that you are needing healing and acknowledging it. And it doesn't make you weaker, a weak person. It doesn't make you vulnerable. Actually, there's a lot of strength in realizing and admitting that you need healing. So accept any kind of healing that is coming to you. Mother Earth is surrounding you. She is nurturing you. She is listening to you. So know that your divine, the divine mother, Gaia, and the universe itself is listening to your thoughts and your manifestations, and they are coming forward. It's going to take some time for certain people, for certain Geminis, depending on your spiritual path and where you are in your journey. Things cannot just happen overnight. It's going to be a process, but they have listened to your problems. They have listened to your prayers, and it is going to be answered. Just know that that is going to happen. So there's a culmination here of things happening, and it's almost like now you're learning to love your body, your soul, and your spirit. You're learning to love who you are as a person. It's very hard because I'm a Gemini myself, that sometimes we don't love ourselves as much, or we don't feel worthy of loving ourselves. And so this is the message for a lot of you Geminis out there. It's going to be to love yourself unconditionally. And when you do that, it's going to attract other people to love you and see your purity of soul and your love for the world. So that was the horoscope for Gemini. All right, Cancer, Moonchild, let's go ahead and get into your horoscope for this week. So this week starts off on a positive note. A lot of you are going to be experiencing a lot of joy. There's a lot of happiness surrounding you. There's something that's shifted in you. Whereas you've usually been melancholy or kind of emotional in your emotions and stuck in that heart space, sometimes it's harder lessons that you've clung to. This week it seems like there's a release, and that there's some kind of love. Either you're entering a relationship now, or you're in a relationship and it's having a turnaround for the better. And so there is a lot of things that you are going to be observing. It's almost like you want to sit back for a moment this week, and things seem too good to be true. So you're going to be very observant of things around you, people, how they interact with you, what they are saying or what they are not saying. You're reading in between the lines. You're being very analytical, and it's almost like you're being intuitive as well, because you're one of the most intuitive of the whole zodiac as well. So Spirit is basically telling you that you are fully blessed and you are rich. Not necessarily rich in monetary speaking, but you're rich in your soul, in your beliefs, in your core principles, in your compassion for other people and for your family, and how much you care for them on a deeper level. And a lot of this is showing through. It's like now you're getting this support coming to you where you couldn't see this before. So I feel like this is more centered around family. Maybe you've been a little distant from your family because you've been going through some things and you don't want them to judge you. Sometimes, the family can, give their opinion, and you don't want them to give you their opinion. So you've probably been keeping to yourself, or you've just been isolating yourself for whatever reason. Just like the Cancer crab, it goes back in its shell because it wants to retract. So it's kind of like the same thing with you. That's the kind of vibe. Or not the shell, but like it, kind of goes back into itself, or makes itself like small and kind of goes. That's what I'm going to. I was thinking of the hermit crab, but that has a shell. But that was just an example. But there is a lot of focus on your love life, especially this week. And it's like I'm noticing a trend with these horoscopes that all the signs this week, there's something in the cosmos, something about love. It's very powerful for the month of October. And it seems to be reverberating around the whole zodiac sign. So there's a lot of focus on love this week. There's a lot of focus on your partnerships. For those of you that are yearning to be with someone because you've been single for so long, it's like there is hope here and there is opportunities, but you just need to open yourself up to these. So this was your horoscope for the sign of Cancer for this week. All right, Leo, this week for you, it's going to be a week in which you started off kind of feeling confused. There's some confusion around someone's feelings towards you. There's confusion about communication. Things just seem to be a little wacky this week to start off, to be honest, for you. And I don't find that funny at all. I know that it's going to come out across to you like some of you are going to be saying, yep, that sounds just about right when Monday and Tuesday come around the corner. But there is change that is coming through. It feels like you are transforming and changing a lot about yourself. You've been working hard on yourself, and sometimes you're the hardest on yourself as well. You're your own worst critic. So Spirit is wanting you to know that you are needing to really love yourself. You don't give yourself enough credit. It's almost like negative self-talk. That's what is coming through very strongly for you, Leo. So you are the king of the jungle. You are, you know, very powerful. You need to stand in that power and your courage and have that strength. Because a lot of you could be going through some relationship issues right now. Either there's distance, or there's been a breakup, or, you know, there's just a person who you used to be with that you still have memories of. And Spirit is just telling you to stay strong, that things are working on your behalf, but you have to stay in a positive vibration. And you have to really just elevate your consciousness to the highest ability as possible. Now, you won't be able to always stay in that state for too long, because there's other factors in this life, you know, that influences us and that impacts us on a deeper level. But the most that you can sustain yourself when you can, and when you have that clarity, try to do that. So your third eye is very open. You're connecting to ancient magic, ancient powers that are in the cosmos and being sent in the form of downloads of information or light code activations. This week is going to be one in which you will be receiving that. It's almost like healing and an awakening in many ways. Even though some of you may have gone through a spiritual awakening, some of you may be going through one and thinking, why am I feeling, you know, weird? Why am I feeling ups and downs and depressed and then happy? Why am I feeling, you know, body aches that are unexplained? They're not health related because I've had a checkup. A lot of these things are going to be spiritual awakenings. And so Spirit is also saying there's a lot of things that are going on in your life right now, which you could be feeling like there's some things that are being hidden or not being said, and it's now coming to the forefront, and you're listening and you're understanding it on a deeper level. So just be mindful of that. That is coming up as well for you this week. So this is the horoscope for Leo for this week. Virgo, for this week for you, Virgo, you're going to be feeling this surge of energy that is going through you. You are going to be feeling almost like you are connected to the universe on a greater level. And so there's a lot of things that are coming through. You're working very hard this week. It seems like you're working very hard to accomplish everything. And you're using and tapping into your intuition when you don't think that you probably are using it. You really are. Spirit is wanting you to be bold and outspoken this week. They want you to stand up for yourself. They want you to speak out and communicate clearly to things that you're feeling, things that are not being said. You need to kind of say them and get them out through you. And once you're able to do that, you're going to be noticing that there is a lot more in your path, in your career, in your home life that is more streamlined and that is making a lot more sense to you. So they want you to do that, and also to contemplate exactly what is it that you want to change now in your life. What is it that you could change a little bit differently and make better for yourself? So these are the things that you'll need to be asking yourself very carefully. And also they want you to quit resisting your path. There's something that you're resisting, something that you're not really wanting to pay attention to, and it's bringing you sometimes in a distressed or a depressed state of mind. So there's a lot of things that you need to kind of change in the way of your thought processes and what the feelings that you are having. And you are kind of sort of curious. You are kind of curious as to, you know, what is yet to come, what hasn't been revealed to you. So it is a very special time in your life. It is going to be a time in which you feel just happiness on every level. So this is your horoscope for this week, Virgo. Libra, this week for you, Libra, it is going to be a week in which you are finding that perhaps this is going to be a time right now where you are having to deal with people that are being very difficult around you, and you're having to be the peacemaker. And normally you don't like to take that kind of role, because usually you find yourself caught up in the battles yourself, and you get yourself dirty in the mud in the battles. But this week it's going to be different. This week you're more of the pacifist, you're more of the peacemaker. And there's people around you, but this is hurting you on a deep level to see this, whether this is a family quarrel or this is a situation between a father and their son, or father and daughter, or mother and son. Whoever is going through this, or it could be just two friends that are bickering. You are trying to be the peacemaker, and you see this and it's almost ridiculous to you. Like, why is this? It's so petty, it's so childish, this is like juvenile. And then you are trying to bring that stability to them and bring them that clarity and that that advice that they need, but they can't see it at this time, so don't push it. But you are working on something creatively. There is, your creative juices are going. There's something, a part of your soul that needs to be expressed, and whether you're doing this through artwork or your fashion sense, or you on how you address certain people, maybe your hairstyle. There's something that you are reinventing, that you are creating this week, and it's very powerful for you. It is going to bring about some good changes in your life if you continue to follow through with this thought process and this creation that you are doing and you're making. You also are having some hope. You've lost some hope before in the past about, certain outcomes, things that you wanted to see happen, and they may have not happened yet. But Spirit is basically telling you to continue to hold on to that hope, and know that that hope is going to be something that eventually manifests. And again, with all these signs that this week, there's something around love. I don't know what it is. It's just that there's a lot of focus on love. It's like Cupid must be working on overtime this week with all the signs, but I see it. There's a lot of focus around love and partnerships and unions, and basically Spirit is wanting you to know that if you aren't seeing someone now, that can change. And for those of you that would be with a partner, there's something about healing and coming closer together and finding that unity between the both of you. So this is your horoscope for the sign of Libra. Scorpio, this week for you, Scorpio, it is going to be a week in which you are needing to really persevere. That is the main thing. You feel like there's so much strife and struggles right now in your life. You could be finding that there is like this battle that's going on between you and someone that you care about, or just you and other people, and you don't know why people are reacting to you the way that they do. It's like you don't really cause any of this to happen, but they're fighting you on some kind of level. So right now Spirit is basically telling you to just continue to persevere and be strong, and know that the change is coming about. It also is one right now where you are going to be connecting to some ancient energies. There's a lot of mystical mysteries around you. It's like you are one of the most mysterious signs. That's given. That's something that we all know, that Scorpios are known for their mysticism and for a lot of secrets, but there's something that is yearning in your heart, something that is changing. You could be very attracted to maybe magic this week, whether this is working with candles or any other kind of thing, but there's a lot that you are needing to tune into and that you're needing to tap into, and it's going to be something that helps your soul, like a soul clearing, and helps kind of clear a lot of the baggage and things that you've been holding on to. Spirit is also telling you to rely on your vision. You have the visions, you have that sight, you have second sight. So a lot of you would be doubting yourself, or feel like you maybe are not seeing the things as clearly as they should be, but Spirit is basically telling you that you are seeing the things that you need to see. It is very clear. You just need to trust it, and that's the energy that is coming through very strongly for you. So this was your horoscope for the sign of Scorpio. Sagittarius, this week for you, Sagittarius, it is going to be a week in which you are starting something new. Whether this is a new job, a new training course that you're taking, or you're going to night school, there's something that that you are starting new. Something that is it's like you entering a new phase, and that you could be feeling out of place in your surroundings. You may not feel as comfortable as you normally would. So there's something that Spirit is telling you that basically you need to kind of explore this on a deeper level. Some of you may be wanting to quit if you're like already in college and enrolled at night, taking night courses, or you're enrolled in a course, it doesn't have to be at nighttime. And just in general, if you're, taking something, you could be feeling like this is not my path. I need to kind of quit this, but Spirit is telling you that you need to continue to explore it, because there is some light at the end of the tunnel. You are on the right path. Why are you doubting yourself? You could just be feeling that, mixed emotions and not sure as to why, but you need to kind of take some time to rest. It feels like a lot of you are worn out, you're tired, you're just not being able to have that mental clarity and focus that you're needing. And Spirit is trying to give you that wisdom and let you know that everything is going to be okay. You just need to surrender and listen to your higher self, and everything else is going to just flow. Capricorn, this week for you, Capricorn, a lot of you out there are going to be going through some immense growth spurts. When I say growth spurts, it kind of sounds like, you know, you're going through a new phase again in your life. But we all go through growth spurts, and we are on a spiritual path and our soul path, and we continue to constantly grow and mature and to see things and evolve as human beings. And this is what you're going through right now. You're going through a lot of changes. You're going through growth spurts, and Spirit is basically telling you that you need to find some balance. You don't feel very balanced right now. You don't feel very like yourself. You feel almost like you have no control over maybe your work hours or how much work you're putting in. There's a lot of demands out from outside of work. Maybe you are in a relationship and that person is being very demanding. They expect you to come home after a long day of work, you know, to go and cook for them or to clean the entire house and it be spick and span. And they're not giving you, they're just taking from you. And it's almost to this point where you are feeling worn out. You're feeling tattered. You're feeling like, my God, when is this gonna just, you know, this pressure going to be released? So you're seeking that balance, and Spirit is basically telling you that you are right to feel the way that you do, and that people need to stop and they need to help you. There's nothing wrong in asking for help. So if you're not wanting to ask for help, ask for it. Ask for that help. You deserve that help, Capricorn. You don't have to do things by yourself. They also want you not to be impulsive. You're very ruled by your emotions this week. This is going to be an emotional week. I'm not going to lie. For a lot of you, it's going to be emotional. Some of you may be feeling like you don't know why you're, you know, just crying, or you're just feeling so yucky inside. This is normal. It's the energy of, you know, of the earth, and the month of October is one of the strongest months because of the year, because the veil between the living, you know, our physical world and the spiritual realm, the veil is very thin. So you're going to be feeling a lot of spirit around you. It can be emotionally draining. Carry some black tourmaline, some selenite this week, especially to help you with your emotions, and some tiger's eye, because tiger's eye is like it's a stone specifically for worries and anxieties, and it can help you a lot. So this is the horoscope for this week for the sign of Capricorn. Aquarius, this week for you, Aquarius, there's going to be a lot of focus around your love life. There's a lot of focus on what you are wanting right now in your life for all of you out there. This may not apply to every single Aquarius. Just keep in mind, there's a lot of talking about codependency in a relationship. This could be someone that you are with now, and you could be feeling like this person loves you, but they're constantly trying to be around you. They don't give you space to breathe. They are just there, and you're feeling a lot of pressure. You're needing some time to kind of recollect your thoughts, but you don't want to hurt this person because you do care for them. But a lot of you could be going through issues of codependency where it's, you know, vice versa. It's happening on both levels, and you're mirroring each other. So Spirit is basically telling you to take some time for yourself to not necessarily stop what, you know, your relationship at all, but just to really refocus and think about what is going on, because there's some part of your current relationship that you would be in that is reminding you of your past, and it's like things are repeating over and over and over. So there's an element of the past that comes to the present this week, and a lot of you are seeing that. But there's also there's feelings that you are tuning into your heart space, and you're trying to really understand what is it that you want in this space and time. What is it that you want in, you know, in your life in general. And so there's nothing wrong in feeling like this and going through like an assessment of your life, your current life path, and what are your desires. But there's something that's going on, I swear, through all the zodiac horoscopes for this week that I'm doing, that I see a same theme about love. There is something going on in the planetary alignment and in the cosmos. This is a week of love. It's a week of really asking yourself, what is it that you want? What is it that you're willing to acknowledge and accept, or what is it that you're willing to settle for, or what is it that you are working, or you're going to fight for your true desires and your wants. So Spirit is basically asking you to just consider everything. Don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it, you know, make you feel pressured. Just sit with it. Sit with it and just kind of interpret all the angles. In time, there's going to be revelations. There's going to be more clarity that is going to be coming to you. So just be strong. That is what Spirit is basically telling you. You're a very strong Aquarius. You're one of the strongest signs in the zodiac. So just to rely on your strength and don't worry about anything else. Your intuition is there. It's speaking to you. You can see things that most people sometimes can't see, and it's a very beautiful time, and you're very dedicated to your work. So what a lot of you that out there that would be kind of maybe tuning into your emotions on a deeper level, you may actually start trying to shift that and start thinking more about your work. And I feel like this week is going to be very much about your work, prioritizing meetings and going, places and meeting people. For those of you that work remotely from your, an office space or from your home, making calls, having conference calls, scheduling, doing a lot of things. So there's a lot of different activities that are going to keep you preoccupied. But that is what I see for this week for Aquarius. Pisces, this week for you, Pisces, it's going to be a week in which you're going to start having more visions. You're going to be having visions of things that are coming. Some of these visions may scare you. Some of these may make you feel a little unsettled. But just know that Spirit is working with you. For those of you that are tapping into your third eye or are awakening in a spiritual awakening journey, this is going to be a beautiful time to just honor the visions that you're having and not let them scare you. Just know that it is coming from a place of light. You are connecting to a greater energy of yourself and that of the world and the people that surround you. So just know that. Also, a lot of you could be feeling like you need to guard something or guard or protect someone or something, and Spirit is letting you know that this week you just need to like ease up a little bit if you're feeling very protective or guarded. These could just be some insecurities and emotions that you are letting come to the forefront and letting it take over, and there's no need to be defensive or really feeling like you need to guard or protect anything. Just let things flow as they may, and just know that you are fine-tuning in your workspace, in your own life, your skills, your work skills, your tools and your education, the things that you went to school for, either if you have a degree or if you just have worked in a certain trade for quite some time. There are some shifts that are taking place right now in this area, but a lot of you could be holding on to a lot of emotions, things that you haven't fully expressed, things that you may be feeling on a deeper level, but you are letting fear kind of take over, and you're seeking clarification. You're seeking clarification as to why you're feeling this way, why you may feel, like there is something that is coming up very soon, and part of you may not feel like you're ready, but there is something that is connecting you to your father. So for those of you that still have a father that is living, there are maybe some issues that you have there that need to be healed on a deeper level. You could be feeling like the divine masculine in you is not healed. There's something that is just needing more understanding and clarity on the family level. And this could also be your spiritual faith towards religion. For those of you that are still stuck in a space of religion or believe in that, in the higher power, Father God, or the divine, Father, whether this is Jesus or God, or just Buddha, whoever is your spiritual guru or who is your teacher that you would look up to, there is a connection to the divine masculine, whether this is your own father or it's a spiritual deity or, like I said, God. But there's something that you're connecting to and kind of like reconnecting to your faith. You're needing to get a lot more strength, and you feel maybe like you're lost right now. So there's all these questions and all these feelings that come up all throughout the week, but you will get that clarity that you're seeking, and it's going to feel a lot better, and like a weight is falling off your shoulders. Just keep the faith. And this is the horoscope for this week for Pisces. So guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in. If you did like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you haven't yet picked up a copy of my new book. It's called Starseed Footsteps. It's basically a book in which I answer all the questions that clients have from all over around the world have sent to me. And so each chapter covers a different spiritual topic. So far, the reviews are through the roof. People love the book. You can order it, an autographed copy directly from my website, and that is listed in the description box below. Or you can order a copy from Amazon or Barnes & Noble. I did sell out this week, so for those of you that would be going to Amazon or Barnes & Noble and that may see a delivery window of 1 to 3 months, just know that that's tentative. We are working on restocking, so don't pay attention to that. But blessings and love and light. Have an amazing week.